Hi, welcome back to Mediocre Main Character. I'm playing Matches and Matrimony, a Pride and Prejudice tale. This is what we're fighting for. A happy guy who's also rich. That's it. I'm not asking for much. I'm asking for a rich, happy, nice guy. It's not that hard. Why is he not calling me back? If I thought it would be this hard to get Mr. Bingley, I would have just played the actual end game, which is to get Mr. Darcy. Anyway, let's just dive in. Chapter 12. We're exhausted, so we need rest. That won't be enough, right? We probably need to rest even more. Then let's study the arts, read a book, and go visiting. Weekend. This time, we're going to London, baby! The trip to London was filled with much excitement and anticipation of the pleasures that awaited us. I'm more excited to see Bingley because that's where he is. He's in London, so we better see him. My first days in London found me quite happily situated. Well, your bedroom isn't upside down for the first time in this game, so there you go. Glorious view of town, and my prospects seem just as glorious. What do you mean your prospects? We have no suitors, honey. No pleasure in it. The morning began with a surprise, as we received an unexpected visit from some old friends. Oh! Hopeful music? The Bingley sisters? Could it be? Could it be? Did we get Bingley to come back to us? Well, back to the story. Focus. A pleasant good morning to you. It's good to see you. To what do I owe this honor? Tell your face it's good to see them. Lady Lucas called earlier this week. We're simply returning the call. Ah, yes. Well, she's gone out. You find me all alone this morning. A pity that. Though I'd come to expect the belittling behavior of Mr. Bingley's sisters, expecting it did not make me enjoy it. Still, for Mr. Bingley's sake, I would persevere. How's the rest of your family? Wink. Oh, Edward keeps himself much engaged. I should think he shall soon be engaged. Who's Edward? Wait. Is that his name? I thought it was Charles. I thought it was Charles Bingley all this time. Is it Edward Bingley? You know what? We should probably know the name of our suitors, right? This is embarrassing. Come to think of it, what are all their first names? Anyway, there's nothing formal to announce, but he's much enamored with Mr. Darcy's sister. And who can blame him? She's such an accomplished thing, from a fine family, and she paints so well and plays so well, but then again, she does everything well. As Caroline said this, she looked directly at me, seeming to challenge me with her words. From anyone else, her actions would, of course, have been intolerable. However, I feared returning in kind would not help further my cause in the least. My one true cause, that is. Okay, let me say it, because I want to do both. Let's take issue with what's been said. I want to just let her rip, just tear into Bingley's sisters. This is admiration of a very particular kind. What is Miss Darcy to me? I neither know nor care for her personally. Why should we speak of her at all? She is Mr. Darcy's sister. And what of it? Caroline stared at me as though what she had said should have been enough to end any question on the matter, but I wouldn't hear of it. Much to my delight, Mr. Bingley's sisters quickly found a reason to take their leave of me and did so. Bye! Okay, let's go back, because that's a surefire way to miss out on Mr. Bingley. We didn't come this far. We didn't work so hard. We didn't keep getting rejected by suitor after suitor after suitor to throw it all away because of two mean girls. I have heard only the best things about Miss Darcy. She sounds just like the kind of lady we all aspire to be. I knew you would feel so, as did I. We shall pass on your feelings to Edward. It will be most enlightening to him. Wait a minute. The way they said it made it sound like they're gonna tell Mr. Bingley that we approve of his liaison. When we don't, Mr. Bingley's sisters took their leave of me. Okay, at least they like us, for whatever that's worth at this point. Sitting in my room in London, I couldn't help but think of other people I knew in town. As I did, my thoughts continued returning to Colonel Brandon. He, when last we saw, was galloping towards London on a matter of urgent business that would not allow him to be detained. I wondered why I should think on him. Because you like him, honey, you like him. He seemed dry, though not altogether lifeless. Okay, take that back. We clearly don't want to get with Brandon. Still, he was much older than I, and although I suppose he was quite sensible in his time, I could only believe that time had robbed him of those sensibilities and replaced them with the calm-mannered man, full of sense and wisdom that I knew now. My first week in London had proved to be amply diverting, and I could not help but look forward with excitement to what the next week might bring. So that's the chapter. A week of interesting intrigue indeed. I think I'm going to continue. This was a really short chapter. Let's go. We never checked out Captain Wentworth's bio. My relationship is at an end. I get it. Does Bingley still love us? Fine. Colonel Brandon's past is something of a mystery. He once loved a free-spirited girl very dearly, and if the reports are correct, he now cares for her child, who may in fact also be his child. That was the tea that we spilled earlier. Chapter 13. What do we need? More wit. Read a book, study the arts, go visiting. Go visiting again, why not? That's nice, they've updated the background, huh? Big Ben over there. All of the excitement of being in London had grown to a head tonight, for after some waiting, we were all finally engaged to a ball. A ball! Could this be where we see Bingley? Having never attended a ball outside of a country ball, I was very excited to see what a big city ball might hold. Me too, and I betcha we're going to wear the same outfit. Okay, we're off. A London ball. The ballroom certainly did not disappoint. It had a high arched ceiling that supported a magnificent chandelier, and there were numerous couples on the edges of the dance floor. Much to my surprise, a number of our acquaintances were also in attendance. Oh, forgot about him. Colonel Brandon seemed to be greeting and making polite conversation with a number of people. Much to my delight, Mr. Bingley was also present. And so were his sisters. Lady Lucas, Lydia, and Jane rounded out our party, making for quite a number of possibilities for both discussion and intrigue. I wondered where I should begin first. Oh. No. Colonel Brandon, like, bro, I will marry you because I'm going to play all the endings, but not in front of Bingley. He's my number one. So I'm going to save. Should I save? No. You know what? I'm shutting down Colonel Brandon. I have revived my hope for Charles Bingley or Edward Bingley, whatever his name is, okay? So I'm sorry, Colonel Brandon. We are not dancing. Ooh. I'm sorry, Colonel. I don't see you that way. This moment might be hard, but I was certain that, in the long run, it would eliminate any further misconceptions. My dear Colonel, you are always so friendly. I must say, though, that your friendliness does not engage my heart, and I do not expect that my heart will ever feel more than it does now. I understand. We are friends, but I don't want Bingley to get the wrong idea. He's so easily spooked. He might run back to Netherfield now that we're in London. Oh. Okay, it's fine. It's a goodbye dance. It's fine. Colonel Brandon has given up his pursuit of you. This is so much better than blah, 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 likes us much less. Like, that hurts. There you are, Bingley. It's good to see you. Okay, Lydia, way to ruin the moment. Oh, Mr. Bingley, it's so good to see you. It's been wondrous long. I concur. We are in good spirits, you see. Oh, Mr. Bingley clearly drew attention to us being in good spirits, and it could only leave one to guess that he was not in good spirits himself. You are not very gay this evening. Why should you think so? Oh, that face. How does he do it? Whatever. I don't want to scare off whoever's viewing this. But gaiety never was part of my character. Nor do I think it a part of Lady Anne's. I should hardly call her a lively girl. She's very earnest, very eager in all she does. She sometimes talks a great deal and always with animation, but she's not often really merry. Listen, I haven't seen you in friggin' ages, and we're talking about our sister? Like, why are you not taking me out for a stroll in the garden and telling me how amazing I am? Like, what kind of a Bingley is this? I have frequently detected in myself such kind of mistakes, a total misapprehension of character in some point or another. Yeah, we're judgy. Sometimes one is guided by what they say of themselves, and very frequently by what other people say of them, without giving oneself time to deliberate and judge. Lydia, but I thought it was right to be guided wholly by the opinion of other people. You don't have a thought in that pretty little head of yours, do ya? I don't really understand the point of this conversation. It's just a lot of talk and nothing about my relationship with Bingley. Like, when are we having our real talk? I can kind of see why we're talking about this. It's not really related to our relationship directly, but I can see it. Because we're basically saying, don't believe what you see, you know? Sometimes we're guided by what people say about themselves, and sometimes we're guided by gossip and what other people say. So we need to take time to judge for ourselves. Hint, hint, Mr. Bingley. You're not awkward, you're perfect. Fond of low company. I don't know how I feel about that. She knows her own wealth too well for false shame. That's true. I'm with Mr. Bingley. I don't know why our character's so judgmental. But I like Lydia Anne. I think she's a sweet girl, you know? If I could persuade myself that my manners were perfectly easy and graceful, I should not be shy. Am I reserved? Yes, very. But I shall help you. I shall leave the two of you so you have no interference and you're speaking to my sister. You could have done that 10 minutes ago. Damn. With a toss of her hair, Lady Anne disappeared back into the crowd. Though I was thankful for her open spirit much of the time, at this moment I could not find any appreciation. Finally. Okay. Now we're going to get into the story about Bingley's dad. I should love to hear it. My father had great aspirations for us. He became a gentleman of savvy trade and wished for my sisters and I to have a proper inheritance. That is how we came to know the Darcys. Family friends, eh? My father hoped to purchase an estate for us to pass on through our family, but he passed away before he chose the estate. Oh. Your career, yes. What do you do, Mr. Bingley? Apart from running away from me? In Parliament. Ooh, a politician. The goal wasn't so much the position as the heirs, for he hoped to see me connected with some of the great men of our day. I have little desire for the company of great men or elegant heirs. I should prefer domestic comfort and the quiet of private life. He's bound by duty. He's a happy-go-lucky, honorable fella, but he does listen to other people's opinions and take them to heart, I think. And in this case, he's really torn about fulfilling his father's wishes. I have no wish to be distinguished, and have every reason to hope I never shall. Your wishes are all moderate. I wish, as well as everybody else, to be perfectly happy, but like everybody else, it must be in my own way. Greatness will not make me so. Mr. Bingley, you'll be happier if you follow your heart. I assure you that I've very carefully considered this point. I feel nearly certain that my happiness must partially come from fulfilling the wishes of my chief benefactor. I get it. It's family obligation. I can hold this secret no longer. One of my father's dearest wishes was for me to... Again? Interrupted again? Don't tell me he's Mr. Darcy again. Oh, Edward, there you are. It's gotta be his sisters. Likewise. Great to see ya. I hadn't thought I couldn't possibly run into another Bennet in the county after encountering your mother and each of your two sisters. But here you are as well. I don't get it. Bingley's sisters really like us, but they still treat us like trash. Come along, Edward. This is so unfair. Mr. Bingley left again as he had before, seemingly on the brink of sharing something that was quite difficult for him, and that quite possibly would define our relationship. What could his father have wanted? So he wanted him to be a politician, and Bingley already said he's not going to do that. So what is the other thing? And now our bedroom in London's upside down too. Yeah, the game's hinting at the big ending. It's coming soon, it's coming soon. And that's the week. Let's check on our suitors. Yeah, he's back down to neutral. Colonel Brandon has stopped pursuing us. We're still on the case with Mr. Bingley. And his sisters really like us. I'm so confused by this game. It is what it is. See you next time for more interesting intrigue.